I just want to say thank you for allowing me to come inside this place, but now I want to leave.
Where do you want to go? Get back to the street.
You said I can leave if I want, and now I'm telling you I want to leave. Can I leave?
Please,
Leave me alone.
Hi, in this video I will be reviewing the movie Baby Farm. This is a 5-episode Netflix limited mini series which delves into the dark underworld of baby trafficking disguised as a reputable NGO. So it follows the story of this lady Adana, who is pregnant. So she gets pregnant and she leaves the village because her boyfriend, the one who is responsible for her pregnancy, abandons her. So she goes to look for the guy in Lagos. So on her getting to Lagos, she is stranded. Then she finds herself at this clinic, Evans Clinic, where they do this NGO work where they care for pregnant women, they help them, they promises to support and care for them, and they even have the option of giving their child up for adoption if they want to. When she first got to the clinic, she was so happy because that was like a big weight over her shoulder, because she was heavily pregnant and they were promising to support her, care for her. Like, she was just getting premium treatment, like thinking, oh, she had fallen into the hands of like some really good people. But reverse is the case when she actually gets to discover that the place is not what she thinks it is. So in reality, it is actually a baby trafficking ring where the babies are being sold to desperate couples under the guise of adoption. So she becomes very uncomfortable and it becomes very clear, like, there's something off, there's something sinister about the clinic. So she tells them that she wants to leave. On her realizing how unsafe, she wants to leave, but she is not allowed to leave. So she was just like, at that point she knew that everything she had been told about the place was a lie, and things were not actually as they seem. So she gets to see the place and the people for who they are. She actually gets to realize that she and other girls in that place are more like prisoners in that place. So they turn them into baby making machines to be able to have children to sell to couples. So that is basically the gist of the movie. Adana is desperate to protect her baby and she's willing to do anything to get out of that space and to just save herself and save anybody else that wants to be saved. It's just about her fierce determination to escape. So if you're curious to see whether Adana will be able to escape or not, go check out the movie. But if you've seen the movie, of course she had so many attempts to escape and how everything went. So it's a very interesting movie. The movie was directed by Kayode Kasum and Walt Banga. It was produced by Timidayo Makanjola and Inem King, and the executive producer is Abudu. So the movie is of course from her production company Ebony Live Studios, and you can watch it on Netflix. So for the actors in this movie, so we have the lead character Adana, who is played by Onyinye Odokoro. It was so nice to see. She gave such a gripping performance. Most of the time in the series she was pregnant, heavily pregnant. So even like the mannerisms, the way she walks, the way she sat down, actually portrayed the role of a pregnant woman, and you could see how she was so ready to protect her baby, and she made that character so real, so relatable. Like, you're rooting for her to win, you're rooting for her to get out of there. Although she is naive and all of that, she was still very determined. She was very purpose driven to get out and get help. And Onyinye really is doing well for herself. I think she's the actor in Princess on the Hill, and seeing her in this is also like really good to see. Like, I enjoyed her performance so much. Like, she brought the character Adana to life. Like, she was so fierce, so determined, stubborn, headstrong, and she delivered an excellent role. Then the second person would be the character Ebun, who was played by Genovevah Umeh. This babe is an exceptional actor, because like, I don't even know, like, her character, at the point you'll be sad for her character, you get to understand her character, then some other scenes in the movie you get upset at her character. So she's this young lady that was abused early in her life, and she found herself at this clinic where she thought that, oh, this new place is her home, and they love her, they care for her and everything. So they more or less brainwashed her into thinking that they wanted the best for her. And Genovevah really did an exceptional job in this movie. Like, I just go and watch the movie so you understand what I'm saying. Then we also get to see the character Dr. Evans, who was played by Langley Kirkwood. So he is the doctor, the owner of this clinic, the so-called reputable NGO. So he was a very despicable guy. He was very ruthless, and I guess all that he was interested in was, money, trying to sell babies, and he was just using the girls as a business venture, so selling babies and getting profit. So that was his sole thing, and he acted his role very well alongside his wife Sis Barb, who was played by Jenny Steed. Like, at a point you could see her character was conflicted as to whether she should continue doing what she was doing with her husband, or whether she should change her way, whether she should do good. You could see her struggling to balance her wanting to be a good person and her trying to be a devoted wife to her husband, but towards the end of the movie you get to see which side she leaned more towards. And it was also confusing, her relationship with Ebu, and didn't really understand, was it a romantic relationship or was it more like a mother-daughter relationship in a twisted way. Yeah, so we also get to see Cherise, who is played by Rita Dominic. So in this movie, she is this popular actor who came down to act in a movie, and she had struggles with fertility, and she's trying to adopt a child in the UK, and she's unable to do that because of some background issues that her husband has. So because of her desperation to get a child, she falls into the hands of Dr. Evans. So he wants to give her a child. So it's just her willing to go to any length to get a child, just because of how desperate she is to become a mother. And her husband in this movie is Akin, who is played by Joseph Benjamin. Just watched him in Finding Me, and seeing him in this role is interesting because he was more like her manager, but he was quite supportive and loving towards her. And his whole thing was she should just focus on her career and she should not put so much pressure on herself. And he just went, like, he was very on her side, and like whatever she wanted to do, he was with her. So he did good in his role. Then we also get to see character Ify, who is played by Kiki. So she was somebody that was looking for her sister. So her sister had gone missing, and rumor has it that she was at that clinic because she was pregnant. So she was trying to find her sister against all odds. We also get to see the character Joy, who is this journalist that I think she writes about celebrity, like a gossip blog kind of thing. So she was played by Folu Storm. So her character was quite annoying because I didn't really get what her obsession is, or what her obsession was with Cherise in this movie, because they didn't explain it to us. Like, why was she so triggered? Why was she so focused on trying to get information on Cherise and what she was doing? Like, they could have given us more context to understand what her obsession with Cherise was, because it didn't really make sense. Every time she's just following Cherise, asking her question, this one, that one. I'm like, is it enough? Calm down. But she did good in her role. Then we get to see the character Umeh, who is played by Ruby Akubeze. So she was also one of the makers in the prison, in the clinic, and she was Ify's younger sister, who Ify was looking for.
We also get to see this lady. I've forgotten her name in the movie, but her name is Maggie. She's such a talented actor. Like, her character just came out of nowhere. Like, the plot twist, it was so annoying with the way the story ended in regards to her, but you would just enjoy watching the twist her character would come with.
We also get to see the character Comfort, who was played by Uzo Amaka Onoha. She was also one of the ladies in the clinic. She did good. Then we get to see Aishat, who was played by Osereme. She was more like the bully of the group. She was the bully of the clinic. And get to see, I think, the nurse Chinedu, who was played by Tope Tedala. She was on the side of the bad guys because she was getting paid to make sure these girls are there, and he was also having his way with the girls to make babies. Then we get to see Inem King in the movie, who played Crystal. So she was this prostitute. I think her own thing was to get girls that are on the streets, like people that need help, pregnant girls. She was the one that was connecting them to this clinic, and she was getting paid to bring new babes, new victims, new baby makers to the clinic. So that was her own thing in the movie. So everybody honestly did so well in their individual character, and they told a very, very interesting story because they all embodied the role that they were given. Some things I didn't like in the movie was the fact that the character Adana seemed a bit too naive. She seemed to overlook a lot of things, because that first time when she got, brought into the clinic, and we could hear terms like makers. She's the new maker. This one was saying she has been here the longest. So I'm like, putting one or two things together, like, does it make sense? Like, what do they mean by makers? Like, how long does it take to carry a child? Is it not 9 months? So how come somebody has been here the longest? Somebody has been there for 6 years. Do you understand? Like, she was being a bit too relaxed. She was like, okay, she had found her new place. Like, everything seemed too good to be true, but she just went with the flow. And coupled with the fact that Ebun kept telling her that she should trust them, that they mean well, and they will care for her, and she doesn't need to worry about anything. So it just was a bit upsetting, because like a lot of red flags were in the air when she first got into the clinic. Because I think her first day there, she was given this very big room with this big bed, so she was getting like proper princess treatment. And it was so funny, the second day when they took her, I think her personal belongings, gave her their uniform to wear, and she was taken to where all the other girls were. And when she was asking Ebuna, she thought, oh, that was going to be her room, and she said no, that's just what you get for the first day. And I'm like, that one should alone give you red flags, like, this place is not what I think it is. But she still stayed. As time passed now, she could sense there was something off about that whole clinic, them having this whole room that nobody's allowed to enter, with cameras everywhere, and just having like a bunch of girls just in the same place, like locked up. It was just giving prison vibes. And when she expressed her desire to leave the clinic and she was not allowed to, that was when she knew that she has entered. But it's just scary how people tend to take advantage of helpless people. The whole thing with the police officer trying to tell Dr. Evans how to get away and all of that, it was just crazy. Like, the corruption there, like, okay, is it because he's a foreigner, so, and maybe he's probably paying them to keep things hush hush? It was just upsetting to see, like, why did he not do this rubbish in his country? Why is he coming down here to form, Jagaban? Why is he coming down here to inflict such inhumane treatment to these girls? Like, it was just upsetting to see. But I liked how, the movie ended in regards to him, because at first I was like, is this guy going to get away with everything he's doing, so he'll go somewhere else and start it up again? But that was not the case. But it's a very interesting movie about baby trafficking, abusing girls, and I don't know what I expected. But when Cherise found out about everything that was going on, I didn't expect her to just pack up her things and run. I don't know, I thought maybe she would sort of expose them, or I don't know, but it just seemed very like she just washed her hands off and she just dipped, because she didn't want any bad press on her. But yeah, so it's just a very interesting story about how this clinic turned some girls against their wills to a baby making machine. They will keep them there and they will just keep using them to get babies and sell. That was like the thing the movie was highlighting the most. So if you've seen the movie Baby Farm on Netflix, let me hear your thoughts down in the comment section. Did you enjoy the movie? If you liked this video, please hit the like button. If you're new to my channel, do subscribe. Check out my other videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.